Lord be with you.
And your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus again in reply spoke to the chief priests and the elders of the people in parables, saying, "The kingdom of heaven may be likened to a king who gave a wedding feast for his son. He dispatched his servants to summon the invited guests to the feasts, but they refused to come. Second time he sent other servants, saying, 'Tell those invited, behold, I have prepared my banquet. My calves and fatted cattle are killed, and everything is ready. Come to the feasts.' Some ignored the invitation and went away, one to his farm, another to his business. The rest laid hold of his servants, mistreated them, and killed them. The king was enraged and sent his troops, destroyed those murderers, and burned their city. Then the king said to his servants, 'The feast is ready, but those who were invited were not worthy to come. Go out therefore into the main roads and invite the feasts whomever you find.' The servants went out into the streets, gathered all they found, and bad and good alike, and the hall was filled with guests. But then the king came in to meet the guests. He saw the man there, not dressed in a wedding garment. He said to him, 'My friend, how is it that you came in here without the wedding garment?' But he was reduced to silence. Then the king said to his attendants, 'Bind his hands and feet, and cast him into the darkness outside, where there will be wailing and grinding of teeth. Many are invited, but few are chosen.'" The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Today we celebrate the memorial to honor the Blessed Virgin Mary as the Queen of Heaven and Earth. When we say Queen, what immediately comes to mind is this woman crowned and in royal dress. That is our image of a queen. But when we say Queenship of Mary, we should put it to mind, not that we set aside this image because we have this image as we present the Blessed Virgin Mary, but it is always a challenge to our own immediate human concept of what queenship is. So we call her Queen of Heaven and Earth. And what is this queenship all about? Yes, the Blessed Virgin Mary saying yes to the will of God for her. That kind of queenship that is unlike our image of a queen, that is to lord it over others. Unlike our immediate image of a queen, that is she rules, but rather a queen that says yes to a higher authority. So let this be an image that should challenge ourselves when we say we are believers, that when we say we are sons and daughters of the Blessed Virgin Mary. In the Gospel just read, we have a banquet prepared, but those who were invited, not only that the others were rendered unfit to come, but look at their excuses not to go there. Some ignored the invitation, one to his farm, another to his business. Farm and taking care of business are not bad in themselves. Are we saying that they are bad in themselves? No, they are not. They are not intrinsically evil. We're not talking here of something that is evil in itself. Taking care of your farm and business are good, and they are most welcome. But sometimes it could happen that they prevent us from saying yes to the invitation of God. Therefore, discernment is really discernment in the real sense when we follow God, when we follow God's will. Because the contrast could be between good and better, and that aiming for what is the best. That is the most difficult judgment. Discernment in prayer is important because it could be a contrast between what is good and to go for what is better and aim high for the best. That is what the Queenship of Mary is all about. When the Blessed Virgin Mary was told, you would become the mother of the Son of God, the Blessed Virgin Mary discerned. She said, how can this be? How can I afford to lose the love of my life, Joseph? She's about to get wed. Just imagine how painful it was. That if I would say yes to this message, then sooner I would lose the love of my life. Wow. It's between love that is real and yes to God's will. This is not a contrast between good and evil. This is a contrast between what is good, what is better, and what could be the best. That is one thing that this Queenship of Mary reminds us of. The contrasts, the challenge, the contests between what is good, better, and best. In the gospel, I want to say it again. They said yes. They said no. They refused the invitation. Some went to his farm, others to their business. They are good in themselves. But this good prevent them. They become obstacle to having the best. As we continue this Eucharistic celebration, like the Blessed Virgin Mary, our Queen, let us take it seriously, discernment in prayer. That when we truly pray, we truly discern. Lord, what is your will for me? Help me discern to go for the good to go for the better against the good, and to aim for the best. Because we always aim for heaven. We know that. We always aim for salvation. And that is aiming for the best.